Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we already started chapter number 1 of geography, India size and location, and we have discussed the location part, the size part, and now we will talk about India and the world. We will just talk about India's relationship with the world. So, children, in the Indian mass has the central location between the East and the West Asia. If you just see the world's map, you all know India is in which continent? It is in Asia. So, if you just see this, the central location between the East and the West Asia, just concentrate only on Asia and you will get to know that yes, it is India is at the central location. See, just in the center. Just see the West Asia and the East Asia. India is in the center. And children, just see India's southward extension of Asian continent. See, if you talk about the Asian continent, the extension of India in the south is more. Fine. So that makes India a significant country. Why? Just see. The trans-Indian ocean routes. Fine. See now the coastline of India. If the coastline is big, children, obviously the seaports will be more. And if the seaports will be more, the sea routes will be more. If the sea routes will be more, obviously the trade will be more. So, the Indian Ocean routes are connecting countries of Europe in the west and the countries of East Asia. Fine, it is providing a strategic central location to India. Fine. And children, see the Deccan Peninsula. Deccan Peninsula, the southern part, just see. Peninsula, I told you. What is peninsula? The land surrounded by water on three sides. So, children, the Deccan Peninsula is just going the Indian Ocean. We have discussed before also. It is just going deep into the Indian Ocean and it is helping India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa. See, just check out what I am saying. West Asia, Africa, Europe, from western coast and the southeastern, from western coast and with southeast and the East Asia from the eastern coast. If you see the western coast, the western side of India, the eastern side of India, in the both sides, the country India is so significant that it is connecting with all the surrounding, all the nearby continents. Fine. No other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has, and indeed it is India's eminent position in Indian Ocean which justifies the naming of an ocean after it. So why a ocean is named after a country? So you can just see that it is justifying because the Indian Ocean means a long coastline in the Indian Ocean is of India only, and it makes its position very, very important in the Indian Ocean, and that's the reason why the name of the ocean is just with the name of a country which is India, and the name of the ocean is Indian Ocean. And children, if you just see, did you know? Fine, it's given there that with the opening of Suez Canal in 1869, India's distance from Europe has been reduced by 7,000 kilometers. So if you just see here, this is the Suez Canal. Here, Egypt. This dotted line is going towards Egypt. So here is Jordan and nearby here is Suez Canal. So previously they were going very with a long route, Now this dotted line, here they have made a Suez Canal, so it's a shortcut now. So with the opening of this Suez Canal, the India's distance from Europe has been reduced by 7,000 kilometers. Fine, children. So this thing I just want to clear you. Now come to the next page. Yes, come to the next page. India's contact with the world. If you talk about India's contact with the world, they have continued through ages. You all know. You have read the ancient history also, the medieval history also. So, through ages, the relationship through the land routes are much older than the ocean contacts. See, this sea route is a recent thing. Before that, the land routes were there. Fine. The various passes. Now, what are the passes? The routes in the mountains, you can say, across the mountains in the north. Now, what have they provided? Passages to the ancient travelers. The ancient travelers used to pass through them, while oceans restricted such interaction for a long time. But it was not through oceans because the sea routes were not being developed that time. Fine. These routes have contributed in the, and when someone is traveling, fine, you travel from one place to another, obviously you are going to exchange your ideas, your commodities. So here also in India it was happening since ancient times. Fine. The ideas of Upanishad, Ramayana, stories, Panchatantra, Indian numerals, decimal system, they all reach to almost all parts of the world. And children, you have read in the 8th class history also how the spices, the muslin, which was the fabric, and other things also, how it was taken from India to different countries. And children, if you, it's not that we have only given to others. The others which the other travelers which have visited India, they have also uh, you know um exchanged their sculptures, their architectural styles. Like if you talk about the Greek culture, the Mauryan Empire, they have shared their architectural style of domes and minarets with us, from West Asia. It can be seen in our different parts of our country. So we can't say that we have only uh, we have only shared our things with them, with the travelers, with the other countries, but the others also have shared their things with us. Fine. So children, this was all about this topic. We will talk about India's neighbors in the next module. Thank you and have a nice day.